Anyway,
All right. We're getting started. All right, everyone, welcome. Welcome to our big team call today. We're excited. This is going to be a very quick call because we're going to be starting on time in the new year. So if anyone is late, then they're going to miss the opening comments. So we're excited to share a bit of information with you. And Brian is on low charge on his phone, so we have to take everything that he can give us today. So we are excited. It's Monday, December the 20th, and this is a very busy week for families all over the globe. But it also is a great time in December for planning for the new year, and that's what we're going to be doing. So we have a lot of momentum happening right now, to be perfectly honest, and it's pretty exciting. Lisa certainly does. Maybe you can share some of that in a bit, Lisa. If Brian runs out of time, you can share the building that you're doing in Cameroon and with the team there, because they are just amazing people. So with that, I'd like to pass it over to our incredible mentor and coach, our upline massive leader, Brian Robert. Brian.
actually, Jenna, I would love for Lisa to jump on first because, and I just want to say one thing about Lisa before we get started. This is a lady who is dedicated to the team, who's talented in many different ways, graphic art, design, put stuff together that's, for the entire company, who works hard, and just grateful that she's caught the vision and is with us. And I'm so excited for the things that are happening. You know how it is sometimes in this business, you get, teams and some excitement and it just takes time to grow that and everything. But that's where the diligence and the work and everything comes in. And it's so funny because in network marketing, it's like, everybody thinks it's a 1+1, but it's not. It's not like 1+1+1. Oh, it took me this long to get here. It's like, you feel like you're doing a lot of work. I remember Mandy, when she got into network marketing, my wife, and she worked for 2 or 3 months, and her first check was, and I forget how much it was, $47 or something. And she just looks at me and she goes, "People do all that work for this much money?" And I said, well, that's how it is, and network marketing, it's a build, and then all of a sudden it pops. That consistent effort over time goes. And I think Lisa is a great example of that. So Lisa, why don't you take a couple minutes, and then I'll go on and talk about the few little things that I wanted to talk about today.
Okay, sure, Brian. Thanks very much for your kind words. It has been a whirlwind for the last couple of weeks, maybe even a month or so, and I'm totally thrilled with what is transpiring in Cameroon specifically. These are a group of people that really need what we have to offer, and I am thrilled for all of them. It is my pleasure to help every one of them. We have a couple of them here on the call right now, and I'm just so excited for all of them. We're actually organizing a meeting that's coming up January 4th, so we're super excited about that, and kind of lining up everything, dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's to make sure it happens and that there's standing room only because they are really, really full of energy, see the vision 100% and know what they need to do, and they're doing it. There's a little bit of, glitches along the way with the systems and the network not cooperating, but they just keep trying. If they get bumped out of a call, they keep trying to get back in. So it's a beautiful thing. They are beautiful people, and they deserve to flourish with what we have to offer. And it's my complete pleasure to help all of them. So yay, Team Cameroon. Thanks a lot for doing all your work, because you're doing it for yourselves, and that's what matters. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you, Lisa. That was great. It's funny that that kind of makes me think the first time that I ever did, I was really fortunate and blessed to start doing international business in the I'll say early 90s, mid 90s, like 95. And the company I was with at that time would take the top leaders to the Atlantis resort. And of course, I was 19 years old, I was really young, and all my team was young, and they had all these young people out there, and they were kind of seeing, look like we had money and successful and all that, and just how hungry they were for that type of success and lifestyle. Didn't really have many opportunities. And the first meeting, I met a guy, and I say guy, young kid, young as me, and I kind of told him what we were doing, and I said, well, I talked to you about it, and he says, well, could I bring somebody with me? And I was like, yeah, sure, you can bring somebody. And I showed up, and there were 20 people there. And I remember thinking, man, in the United States, if somebody tells you they're bringing 20 to show up, over here they said they were bringing 2, and 20 showed up. And it really started giving me that vision. And then, of course, really early on, building business in Mexico, and seeing how hungry people are for an opportunity. And fast forward, of course, a couple decades later, and been fortunate enough to build in a lot of these countries, and we take that very serious. I mean, we worked in India since about so I've been in there probably since '07. Joe's been in there probably since 2012, and working and building the relationships. And if you bring a good opportunity, people can succeed with, and people are going to respond with. And everybody is hungry right now for an opportunity. And I know we say that all the time, but good gracious, it's so true right now. How hungry people are for a good opportunity, and in every country. I mean, the United States, I mean, every single country. But we do have something good. We have something truthful. Hearing Joe today talk about the results and the transparency. There's 100 companies. There's 1 million YouTube channels that talk about trading and results and all this other stuff. And I can promise you from experience, knowing these countries companies, having been involved in everything, there's not a level of transparency like we have over here. I was even, joking with Joe. I was like, it'd be nice to have a losing week one time, just so we can show people that we would actually report it. And I'm not wishing for that too much, but you know what I mean? Like, just to show that, hey, there's transparency. This is true. This is real. People are having the results that they're having. The success is the success that they're having, and watching these people grow, and the type of leaders that we're attracting. I'm bringing people in right now who I talked to early on, and I always don't take it as a no. I take it as a not right now. Right. But they wanted to wait and see. And that's the other thing that you'll find. And so I had a couple little quick messages, and we'll do this call quick. But, one of the things was that seeing some of these people that I talked to, and I think sometimes it was easier and harder in some ways. In some ways, it was easier when I first got started in this industry, because nobody expected much from me. I mean, I was a waiter at TGI Fridays. I didn't have a car. I was a college dropout. No one thought, well, this guy's going to succeed or something. So they didn't expect much. And so when you talk to people, they weren't like, but now sometimes they're like, well, yeah, of course, Brian, you can build because you're Brian and you got this success and all this. And I'm like, it's actually not like that. Like, I have to build it just like everybody else. People tell me no all the time. Now, maybe I know more networkers, and things like that now. So I have a bigger group to look for. But I've had people, tell me no to join the business that I thought for sure would come in. But I've also had the reverse of that. people that I kind of reached out to, and I'm like, oh, but the thing that I've learned over the years is that people watch. So when you talked, and this is going to bring me into kind of the holiday season of where we are right now, because traditionally in network marketing, by November 15th, it stops, it shuts down. And you hope that you worked hard enough for the whole rest of the year to maintain and build through. But what I've always, looked at, and I've seen this from some other great leaders, even people that I haven't even been in business with, but watched them and talked to them. And really, it's kind of an opportunity with the holiday season, especially in the type of business that we're in right now. This is why it's important to have that testimony. We launched today. What's it called, Jenna? Continental, because they just changed their name, right? So it's
Continental VIP
Continental VIP,
or FX.
Continental FX.
Yes.
And this is a team that's in our downline, in my downline. And so they're going to be plugging in over here. It's not just some random somebody that I've worked with for a few years. And it's taken a 2.5-year relationship of bringing these people in, and now they're going to be at the point to build. And so we're going to see a lot of them over here. And from what Joe's saying, everybody is freaking out because the results are so good and everything. And Jan has had unbelievable results. But without getting off track too much, whenever you talk to someone and they don't join right away, a lot of times we take that as a no. My mentor, Barry, used to say that signing someone up is a process, not an event. He used to always say that. But then again, sometimes I would talk to someone, they sign up right away. So, hey, that's an event. But over the years, I've seen that a lot of times it's a process, which means that when you talk to someone, and just because they don't sign up right away, a lot of times you think, well, forget them, let me move on to the next person. I've even heard really strong networkers teach that. And I really disagree with that, because what people are watching. So you talk to someone, I promise you, if you're like, hey, I got a tree that grows $100 bills, and they're like, well, I don't know, it sounds kind of sketchy. Is really, they got trees like that? But guess what? There's a little part of them that's curious, and they're going to start watching. They're going to swing by your house. Let me see this tree. Let me see, does it put, and that's kind of what we have. We're talking about something that anybody can do. It's something they can do in their spare time. People are having success. It's a way to make money on money. And it just logically makes sense. So people are going to be watching what you're doing. They're going to see if you're sticking it out. Sorry, I'm getting phone calls. They're going to watch if you're sticking it out. They're going to come back to you. And so talk to them in a week, in a month, in 2 months. They're going to see, are you still in? Are you making money? Are you having success? And so keeping up those relationships is one of the great secrets. And I think this holiday season, there's really no better time to talk to people you haven't talked to in a while, because you're at a Christmas party. You got your friend there, your uncle, this person, their neighbor, this. It gives you time to reach out. Everybody's going to say, well, what are you doing? And we have the best thing. Well, have you, ever heard of trading? Have you ever heard of cryptocurrency or Forex or that? Yeah, well, yeah, I've heard of that. Well, you're involved with that? Yeah. And it gets perfect thing. Well, how does it work? Well, if you already have a testimonial, if you already can show, well, here's my results, or even another, if you aren't at that point yet, say, well, look, I don't want to mess up the Christmas party, but when you got 20 or 30 minutes and I'll have somebody jump on and talk to you about it. The answer is going to be 9 out of 10 times. Yeah, of course. I'd love to hear about that. And so we all need to be focused, obviously, on the season and the family and everything. But just know that every single family member you have, every single person that you're meeting, I'm about to walk into Costco right now. Every single person in there is feeling the same pain as we are. They're all looking, they're all thinking about it, they're all unsure what things are. And so learn to use regular conversations We were at a church thing the other night, and Michael Manuel was here, who just stayed here, who's one of our team members who I would love to have as a guest speaker maybe next week over here. Giant network marketer, brilliant, brilliant man. And we were him, Paul, I saw Paul on the call, and also Calvin. They were staying at the house. We went to a church thing, and they were going through the line for food. And Michael comes back and he says, yeah, I was, talking to this gentleman. And before you knew it, he was like, yeah, I caught 250 pips today. And so they're talking about this. Now, this guy has been in my church. I've known him for 10 years. I had no idea he was even interested in this. And he comes up to me, he's like, hey, I'd really like to get his number because I want to hear more about what y'all are doing. And so he did the right thing. Casual conversations bring this up. So use this time to do that. Check out the Continental VIP. It's very exciting. The new compensation plan, well, I should say enhanced, because it's basically the same thing, but now instead of 6 levels, you have infinite levels, which is pretty incredible. Is about to launch. We have promotions going, everything else. And, I was talking to Joe today, and he's just like, I'm paraphrasing, I'm trying not to put words in his mouth, but he's like, Brian, this is it. Like and it's crazy because look, we're having so much growth and so much movement in a couple days from Christmas, when this should be the deadest time in all of network marketing for 100 years. But we are doing that. We're going to break 3 million a month in auto ship volume in less than 2 years. I mean, it's shocking. I've never been involved with a company that's growing this fast, that's doing this. And anyway, so focus on that. That was the message that I wanted to put. We're going to be working through the holidays. I mean, Christmas morning, I probably won't do a Zoom call, but I'm going to be talking to family and members and everything else, because everybody is looking, everybody on the planet, and we do have something. And also to the people from Cameroon, look, sometimes it's hard, right? Because you don't really know us. Like you meet us online, and I don't care, my battery's dead. I'll just turn my thing on so y'all can see me. But, you meet us online. Are they real? Like, I mean, what's their intent? Everything like that. And I can tell you, the more that you dig into the company, the more you get to know us and everything as leaders, and especially the corporate team, and we even have Ozzy on here, right now. I mean, the founders, just the people that we have, we all want the same thing, right? We want a better Christmas next year than we had this year than we had last year, right? We want a little bit more money in our pocket. It's not even about all becoming millionaires and everything like that. It's about having a better quality of life and having a safety net. And it's also fun and exciting to have something that you can work on, that you have control with, because that's the other thing. People don't have control. Your business could shut down. They can lock you down. They can do this. This is something they can't stop. They can't lock down. And so we have a measure of control, and we're also at the beginning of something great. And I'll end with this. It's 1:29. So I'll end with this. We always, everybody's like, oh man, if I could have been at the beginning of this company or this, because most people that will join this company are going to join it in 10 years. They're going to say, oh my gosh, you were in early. But being in early only really means anything if you take advantage of it. But there's going to be people that are going to join. Just watch. It'll be this time next year, and I'll be talking, and there'll be people new people on the call. They'll say, oh my God, thank God I got in early, and they've been in for a week. And here we are a year before, and now we're already 20 months into it. Imagine the beginning. And so, and that's going to happen in 2 or 3 years. So we're in early, we're at the beginning of something, and just excited and grateful. And we got a bunch more calls this week, but just keep in mind regular conversations and just pique that interest. Mention the buzzwords. Of course, we're way more than a Forex or crypto company. We have so many different things, but sometimes those buzzwords are just enough to pique the interest for them to say, well, what more is it? What is it that you have? And also, you talk it through however you want, but everything is about just getting them to take a look at it and see what it is. And now that you're in the business, even people that are telling you no now, which there's going to be, even for me, they're watching. And I'm bringing some of those people in now who in the beginning were like, well, I don't know, I'm in another company, this, and I'm getting those phone calls. Hey, how's it going over there with IX? I'm like, I already know you've been watching. So it's going good. You know, when can we get on and talk again? And so anyway, that's it for me. And with that, unless there's any questions, Janet, I'll turn it over to you. And my phone is literally going to die here in a minute. So I'll turn my camera back off.
Okay, thank you, Brian. That's so true. It's a great time of the year to interact with other people. And if you don't have that possibility to be at events with people, you can do this, you know, on the platforms too, because there are a lot of people at this time of the year that just need support, and they need to know that you know, people care about them. So it might be, you know, that kind of situation that works really well too. I just had this happen the other day, and I reached out to the person and told them that, you know, we're expanding in their area, and we're recruiting, you know, good talent and leadership, and, you know, would you be interested in having a chat? And she said yes. So I was surprised. I didn't know who she was, but I could just sense that she was interested in this kind of profession. So that, you know, there are a lot of people that realize the freedom and liberty that we have to do this. This is an amazing business that you can have full charge of yourself. You can take charge of your business. You don't have to be told what to do. And you can even, you know, you don't have to know everything to be able to do this business. So have fun with it and enjoy it as you're doing it. Because do the work in the beginning, like Brian said, work hard once, because you could definitely be able to appreciate that hard work for many, many years. But you have to do the work first. So have a wonderful week. We'll see you tomorrow. It's the VIP 100 training tomorrow on Tuesday. We also have the global expansion call prior to that. And Wednesday, we have a What is IX call. And then I think we're probably going to be wrapping it up for the week. I'm not sure if we have, I don't think we have a global expansion call on Thursday. So I hope you're all doing well, and I wish you the merriest Christmas, the happiest of the season, much abundance to all of you, and we love you so much. We want to see your success, and we are committed to your success. So we're here for you, and we'll be right starting again next week. So see you then. Gabby, I love your hat. It's beautiful. Have fun, everyone. Bye-bye.
Christmas.